Hello, and these are my responses. My name is Jacob Kinyua Movo from Kenya. I am a graduate of Egerton University, Bachelor of Education Science, the year 2007. I have 18 years of experience teaching mathematics and physics. I am known for producing excellent academic results year after year. I was once recognized as the best mathematics teacher in my county. Outside academics, I am a national volleyball, cross-country and track events coach, with learners participating at world stage. I love sports, I love traveling, I love mentoring young leaders, and finding creative ways to make learning exciting. My elementary school mathematics teacher was so friendly, very motivating. He made math very simple and easy to understand. This made me to say to myself, when I grow up, I want to be a mathematics teacher. Mathematics has been my passion since it trains the brain to think logically and solve problems. I want to inspire my learners as I was inspired by my mathematics teacher in elementary school. Not only to pass exams, but solve problems of life. There is nothing rewarding as to when a student says yes when he has scored it. I am the end of the sports department in my school. I have coached volleyball, track event and cross country all the way to the national level, with athletes participating at international stage. I have led Red Cross Society to provide humanitarian and environmental impact, reaching out to the vulnerable members of the community, providing clothing, funding, guidance and counseling. I have also directed choir in my school and in my church. I am also a member of the sports organizing committee in my sub-county. I have taught mathematics and physics to learners aged between 11 and 18 years age, from middle school all through to high school. I have taught learners who are gifted and those who need targeted support. I start by reviewing curriculum standards in order to set clear objectives. I start my lesson by an engaging starter. For example, when I'm teaching on percentages, I may start by giving my learners shopping discount mystery before we dive into the formulas. Then I offer direct instruction using visuals and technology. Then I offer guided support in groups as I go around providing support and prompting. Then I follow by independent work for the mastery. I will then do formative assessment by giving learners quick questions which they would solve, then display their answers on the whiteboard to test their content grasp. Then I would summarize the lesson by giving a quick challenge whereby the learners can solve or go with the question, then we come and mark tomorrow. I have several strategies, but basically I am going to discuss two. One, differentiated instruction. I usually have a class of mixed abilities. Therefore, I group the learners according to their readiness. The advanced learners can be working on digital simulations or real-life examples, while the other group works on scaffolded examples to help them build confidence. Second method I use inquiry-based learning. When I'm dealing with quadratic equations, I usually avoid starting with formulas. In most cases, I give them sports data. For example, I might give them the height of a thrown javelin, whereby they will plot, discover the parabolic curve, and this one helps them retain the content because they hone the work done. This helps the work to stick. If you enter my classroom, you would see active collaboration. You would see learners either in pairs or in groups, solving problems, discussing strategies, and sharing answers using the whiteboard. You'll see me going around providing support and prompting. There is a buzz of learning in my class. I combine both formative and summative assessments. In the formative assessment, I can give exit tickets, quick quizzes, whereby, for example, if I have taught on simultaneous linear equations, I can give a challenge question to the learners, whereby they will solve the answers and hold up their whiteboards. This helps me get to understand who is confident and who needs support. In the summative assessment, I usually give end of unit tests or end of the week tests, monthly tests, and termly tests. I can also give projects. For example, in 3-dimensional geometry, I can have my learners construct a 3-dimensional structure, then calculate the volume and the surface area. This helps me test understanding and creativity. I use non-verbal cues, like pausing mid of the sentence or moving closer to the group, so as to bring the mind of the learners to class without slowing down the lesson. Sometimes I can offer a quick challenge. For example, I'll tell my learners, the first learner to solve this problem gets a reward from me. This helps me regain the attention of the learners without slowing down the lesson. Last year in grade 7, I received a learner who would constantly disrupt the class by cracking jokes. I talked to the learner and also talked to my colleagues and talked to his parent. I discovered that the learner was struggling with mathematics concepts. I offered the learner an individualized support outside the classroom to shield him from the embarrassment he was fearing from his colleagues. I also assigned leadership roles to the learner to distribute materials in class before the lesson so as to redirect his energy. With the time, this student became quite engaged and participated actively in class. By the end of the year, the student drastically improved, was active in class, he was engaged, and he no longer disrupted the classroom. This year, the student is among the top performing students in my class. When COVID-19 hit, and it became very clear that the schools would not reopen any soon, I changed my tutoring to online using Google Classroom and Zoom. This ensured that my learners were actively involved during the lessons. Currently, I also take up lessons for my colleagues who are either on compassionate leave, on maternity leave, or out on permission. I offer both online tutoring while they are at home in the evening and on site while they are in school whenever I am free. This ensures that the class is not left behind by the other members of the classes. Thank you, and I look forward to hear from you soon.